This section begins with an overview of the Cartesian coordinate system. The concepts that we cover here will likely be a review for all of you, but it is worthwhile to be certain that we all have the same understanding of the terminology before we start our first section. So we're going to begin with a picture of a Cartesian coordinate plane. The first thing we want to consider is whether we can find the x-axis and the y-axis on the graph. Note that both the x and y-axes are labeled on this particular graph. So your x-axis is here. Remember that the x-axis is going to run across, okay, horizontal. So here is my x-axis on my graph. And my y-axis is labeled up here. Remember that your y-axis on a graph goes up and down. And so your y-axis on this particular graph is right here. The next thing we want to look at is we want a quick review on how to plot points. So you want to remember that every point has an x value and a y value. So if our first point is the point 1, 4, then the x is 1 and the y is 4. So I'm going to start at the origin, start at 0, 0, and I'm going to move over to 1 on the x-axis. So since the 1 is positive, I'm going to move 1 unit to the right. Then we have a y value of 4. So remember that the y goes up or down. Since the 4 is positive, we're going to go up. So I'm going to go up 4 units. And I'm going to place my point right there. So that is going to be the point 1, 4. All right, my next point is the point -2, -4. So this time my x value is -2, my y value is -4. So again, I'm going to start at the origin, start at 0, 0. Because my x value is -2, I'm going to move 2 units to the left. And then my y value is -4, so I'm going to move 4 units down. And I'm going to place a point right there. That point is going to be the point -2, -4. Our next point is the point -3, 0. Again, starting at the origin, the x value is -3, so we'll move 3 places to the left. And the y value is 0, which means that we don't move up or down at all, and we're going to stay right here and place our point. So this is the point -3, 0. Our final point is the point 0, -5. So we start at the origin and we note that the x value is 0. So that means that going to the left and to the right, I don't move at all. I stay at 0. And then the y value is -5. So I'm going to move down 5 units on the y-axis and place my point. So this will be the point 0, -5. The last thing that we want to review is that we want to be able to label the coordinates. The quadrants. So we want to know where quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4 is. Note that your x and y axis cuts your graph into 4 sections. So this upper right-hand section, we're going to call this quadrant 1. And the quadrants are labeled counterclockwise. So as we move to the upper left-hand section, this will be quadrant 2. Coming down, we'll be looking at quadrant 3. And finally, our last one will be quadrant 4. So again, you want to be sure that you can find the x and y axis, that you can plot points, and that you can label your quadrants.